Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for one last video today. I know I've done so many videos today, so it feels like I've done a couple, like 4 or 5 now. So this is for the CD collection video 5 that I'm doing. So I'm going to discuss what CDs I'm going to be talking about and let you know what my favorite songs off them are. So let's start with Hollywood Undead Swan Songs. Now, this was a really good album, as you can see in the back of it. And there's stuff inside it. It's kind of scratched, the CD, but I guess it works. I gotta test it out. It is the parental advisory one. I got it when I was like 13 years old at a Target back in Texas or whatever, and I've had it ever since. And I love Hollywood Undead. They've been fan favorites for a while. My favorite songs are Undead. I like Johnny Three Tears' verse to start the song. It's really good. And Sell Your Soul was another great one. I think This Love, This Hate was a kind of a sad melody. So was Black Dahlia. Those two felt like very emotional songs to really get through the album. But number 5 and Young was really good. The Diary was a favorite. Paradise Lost was a great way to end the album. And yeah, there's a lot of other good bangers on here, like Everywhere I Go. And they've been staying strong for like fucking 12 years now. They've been around for over a decade doing these albums. Because this came out in 2008. So it's been 12 years since this album's been out. I'm like, damn. But yeah, the first album I talked about was Hollywood Undead Swan Songs. The second album I'm going to talk about is Usher, Looking for Myself. As you can see, I got the deluxe edition with the last song being Hot Thing featuring A$AP Rocky. I haven't tested it out for a while, but I did enjoy this album. I think Numb was my favorite one. So was Scream. Can't Stop, Won't Stop was mediocre, but it was fine. Let Me See was another good one. Dive was a really good one. What Happened to You and Looking for Myself, the title track, was really good. Euphoria was a great way to end the regular edition. I used to own the regular edition, but I decided to own this one. And yeah, the album I talked about was Usher, Looking for Myself, for the second album I talked about. Now, the third album I'm going to talk about is Hoobastank, Fight or Flight. Now, this was a pretty good album. There were some tracks that I wasn't too fond of that almost sounded the same. Like, Can You Save Me was not a bad one. The Fallen was different. It's just when it got to No Destination and No Win Situation, the melodies almost sounded the same. And I didn't like that about it, but I think the rest of the album did pretty good for what it was. 1,000 Words was kind of a sad song to end the album. But I think this was the last best album they released. And this came out like 8 years ago. And I know they released Push Pull, which I wasn't a fan of that album. I think it was probably their worst album. But yeah, the third album, I liked This Is Gonna Hurt. That was a great way to open the album. The Fallen was pretty good. Slow Down is a favorite. Sing What You Can't Say, Magnolia, and 1,000 Words. Incomplete was just mediocre, but it was still a fine track. But yeah, the third album I talked about was Fight or Flight by Hoobastank. Now the fourth album I'm going to talk about is something you guys might actually like. Shinedown, Attention, Attention. I actually did buy this a couple years ago for pre-order. Like, I think about around the time when Human Radio came out. And I was really excited for this album because of Human Radio. And there's, as you can see, there's that on the back of the cover. And that's what the CD looks like when you get it. But yeah, I think Black Soul was a favorite. Devil was really good. The title track, it was fine. Kill Your Conscience was, I guess, mediocre. Pyro was a great one. Monsters was good. Dark Side was a little quirky, but it's... I'm not a fan of Dark Side that much, but Creatures was another good one. Evolve was good. The Human Radio was a favorite, and Brilliant was a great way to end the album. So yeah, the fourth album I talked about was Shinedown, Attention, Attention. Definitely check that out if you haven't heard it. The next album I'm going to talk about is Phil Collins' Greatest Hits. This was actually my aunt's album back then. I know there's a lot of good songs off this album. I did enjoy his solo work, Phil Collins. I did enjoy Another Day in Paradise. Can't Hurry Love was a fine song. Sussudio. I don't know why, but a lot of people didn't like Sussudio. I don't know why. In the Air Tonight, I thought Sussudio was a fine track, in my opinion. Both Sides of the Story was pretty good. Trying to think. In the Air Tonight was a favorite for sure. It's an all-time favorite track. But yeah, there's not really much to discuss about this album, only the fact that it has some good tracks and some tracks that are okay. But yeah, the fifth album I talked about is Phil Collins' Hits. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is Korn, Follow the Leader. This is going to be the first Korn album I'm going to talk about because I got a lot of Korn albums. I don't have the first or the second along with Serenity of Suffering, but I will plan on getting that eventually. And yeah, there's a lot to like about this album. The first 12 tracks are like interludes, or like mini intros to the album. And then it starts off with It's On, which was a banger for sure. And then Freak on a Leash was a good single. Got the Life was pretty good. Dead Bodies Everywhere was great. Children of the Corn featuring Ice Cube in it was pretty awesome. All in the Family was kind of... it was fine, but then where he's like, and I'll butt fuck you too, and I'm like, what? I'm like, come on, Jonathan Davis. No, that's just gross. But the rest of the album did very well. My Gift to You was the closer to the album, and I did enjoy that one. And so I enjoyed Cameltosis as well. But yeah, the sixth album I talked about was Korn, Follow the Leader. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is Korn Issues. This has got to be my favorite album by Korn. Well, one of my favorites. I have another favorite that I really like. I swear, Korn's new albums, every album they release, it's like really good. They just step up their game and try something different and are not afraid to change the way how their rock sound is. But I enjoyed Make Me Bad off this album a lot more than the other songs. Somebody Someone was actually pretty good too. And Dirty was the closer. Falling Away From Me was a really good one. So was Trash. And For You was a pretty good song. But I really feel sorry for Jonathan Davis because I know a couple years ago he lost his ex-wife to suicide, and that's got to be really rough, man. I wouldn't know how that felt, but I know if I did have a wife and she passed away, yeah, I would feel really heartbroken. I'm just comparing similarities, but of what could happen, I don't know for sure, but all I know is that it's got to be really rough to lose someone like that, a loved one like that. But to go back into this album was good, and yeah, I talked about Korn Issues. The final album I'm going to talk about is Korn Untouchables. This was a really awesome record. As you can see, I bought it from a store. It was a store called FYE that I really liked. Sorry that I talked about some similarity that I was comparing, which I don't think I had the right to, but I felt like I should have said something about Jonathan Davis and all that. But Here to Stay was a banger. Bottle Up Inside was great. Thoughtless is a favorite of mine. Alone I Break was very good. Embrace was a favorite. There's a lot of great tracks on here. I think some of the tracks kind of sound the same, but I think for what they were going for, it didn't do so bad. But yeah, that's it for that Korn's Untouchables I talked about. That is going to be it for this video. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on what you thought of this CD collection video 5 if you liked it. And if you like this video, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I will be returning to you for video 6 of the CD collection tomorrow, and then I won't be doing any more CD collection videos till next week, because I kind of want to take a break because I'm going to be doing album reviews the rest of the week, and then the Reason Why episode's going to be on Sunday, and then a throwback movie review on Monday. But yeah, thank you for watching this review. Sorry that I mentioned about the Jonathan Davis and his wife thing and comparing a similarity to that. I was just feeling like I had to say something about that because I know it's got to be really rough to lose someone like that. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I look forward to doing more videos for you guys, and I'll see you in my next one.